I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. I want to announce a day of rejoicing and some payback for Rudolph Giuliani, formerly mayor of the city of New York, formerly America's mayor, and at one point a man who I had some respect for. Even he was the Attorney General for the Southern District here of New York. But I want to announce that I am overjoyed with glee that Rudolph Giuliani is losing his $5.7 million apartment here on the east side of New York, and he's losing his 1980 Mercedes-Benz, his 30 gold watches, many of them Rolex and Pierre, whatever it is, the watches at the Cartiers and others. I'm so delighted to see that Giuliani is now brought to the point where he now loses his home and all his possessions based on a claim by Shaye Moss and Ruby Freeman, who were two women who were vilified by Rudolph Giuliani. I'm going to let you look at the video, and I'll come back and tell you why I'm absolutely ecstatic to see this happen to Giuliani. And I can't wait to see it happen to the Mellon Bank. And Mellon Bank, there is a bankruptcy and a turning over of your possessions to the Honorable James David Manning and to the poor people of Harlem. You're going to turn over your keys in your Mellon Bank? Mellon Bank is coming. You can sit on your high horse and your high ass. Now, ass is in the Bible. It's a word that's in the Bible. Thou shalt not cover your neighbor's ox nor his ass. Mellon Bank, you can sit on your high horse and your high ass. But watch what's happening to Giuliani. Take lessons for what's happened to Giuliani, what he did to them poor people down there in Georgia, what we and I and us gonna do to you, Mellon Bank. Mr. Engineer.
Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump's former lawyer, ordered to surrender his New York City apartment in just 7 days. And you can see it here thanks to Realtor.com. Wood-paneled library, intricate ceilings, wood-burning fireplace. These are things that New Yorkers know are really, really hard to get and find. Giuliani also has to turn over all the valuables inside his ritzy apartment, including TVs, furniture, jewelry, and a signed Joe DiMaggio jersey, which is actually hanging above the fireplace, as you can see from Realtor.com. Now, all of this now is about to belong to Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss, the election workers that Giuliani falsely accused, of tampering with ballots, which led to threats like this.
You die, you racist. You're done, you whore.
We're gonna burn your store down.
Now, a jury ruled Giuliani owes them around $150 million for spreading lies about them after the 2020 election. He said he didn't have the money, so now it's these assets. So let's go straight to Caitlin Poland. She's live outside the apartment Giuliani is now being forced to vacate. And Caitlin, you have done extensive reporting on Giuliani's financial problems. So as you're standing outside that apartment building right now, that apartment, I understand, is worth an estimated $6 million. And Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss are going to be handed the keys in just days. So what then happens?
Yeah, Aaron, they're going to get control of this, but it's not the real estate that they're after here, even though this would be quite a nice place to live and had been in the past for the former mayor of New York. It is the money that they're after, Aaron. There is $150 million that is owed to these two women by Rudy Giuliani because he defamed them after the 2020 election. And so what is happening here is this apartment on one of the high floors in this building behind me, it's going to be handed over to the control of Ruby Freeman and Shaye Moss so they can sell it and take whatever they make from it in the millions, very likely. And then in addition to that, they're also going to be getting control of a whole host of luxury items that Rudy Giuliani owns. Things like a Mercedes once owned by Lauren Bacall, a Joe DiMaggio signed jersey, many, many watches, more than 24 luxury watches, including one that was a Rolex one that was given to Giuliani by the French president after 9/11 for his services here in this city as mayor. All of that is going to be given to them so they can sell it off, and collect the money to begin to collect on the debt that Giuliani pays them. It is an order with some finality here in the federal court in New York because Giuliani hasn't done that much in court to fight this legally and has run out of a lot of appeal options to try and hold off them from getting this property. It took them about a year to get to this point. In 7 days, he's going to be turning over the property itself as well as all of the luxury items to them. But then there's more at stake. The judge is still going to have to decide about a condo in Palm Beach, as well as World Series rings from the Yankees that Giuliani has, 4 of them.
Right. Oh, well, it's really, I mean, it's an incredible moment to think about it again, the former mayor of New York. All right, Kaylin Polance, thank you so much.
All right, I want to use this video to send a message to the Bank of New York Mellon Bank to serve notice on them. What you see happening to Rudolph Giuliani, having to turn over all his possessions, having gone through bankruptcy and being bankrupt, and now the poor and black and brown people that Giuliani, and he was ugly. He was vicious towards these women. He called them passing drugs. And during the counting of the ballots there in Atlanta, he defied people telling him to apologize. He just kept pursuing them. And they finally took his butt to court, and now they're taking his property. I want to say the same thing to the Bank of New York Mellon Bank. That's what we gonna do to you. And Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss were treated like dogs. Mellon Bank, y'all been treating black and brown people in poor neighborhoods across America like dogs for years. But your time is up, and I will not stop until justice is done. Rudolph Giuliani, just in case, I'm sure you're aware, Mellon Bank, Rudolph Giuliani wrote that in 1998, or had the city council write that in 1998, that predatory, discriminatory, unjust, draconian 1998 tax lien law giving banks, private thieves and pimps and hustlers like y'all at that bank, giving them the authority to take people's property under color of New York City law. Well, I've got news for you, Mellon Bank. You can dismiss me and think that somehow or another you're going to hide behind your lawyers and your years of thievery and your bankroll. But you better take notice. Giuliani should have sold all that stuff before he had to turn it over to Ruby Freeman and Shay Moss. I don't know what y'all gonna do, Mellon Bank, but y'all are headed for bankruptcy because of the years and years. I told y'all when I was down there back in August of 2023, you ain't never seen no Negro like me. You've been dealing with them pimps, them lies, them sellout, pinch-nosed Negroes, and that like Al Sharpton and Obama and Eric Adams. You ain't never seen no Negro like me. I'm God-sent, fire-baptized, Bible-believing, Holy Ghost-filled, and tongue-talking. You ain't met no Negro like me. I'm the Lord's servant, Mellon Bank, and I'm coming. No, justice need to finally be done with you blood-sucking banks foreclosing people's property, putting them in the street, and then buying private yachts with the money you took from poor people as they're not sleeping on the sidewalk and you're sleeping in a private yacht. That day is ended for you and a whole lot of your other friends. So I'm rejoicing what's happening at Giuliani. By the way, some of y'all get this video, send it off to the Mellon Bank, or send it to the Philip Little Liar law firm up in Syracuse, New York. They got a Philip Little Liar law firm in Chicago. They got a Philip Little Liar law firm in Rochester when summer comes to Rochester. Send this video to the Philip Little Liar law firm. There's a boy up there named Al Getter. His name is Al Getter before she goes to bed at night. Send it to him and tell him, we're coming. The black and brown people are rising up. We're coming. We want our property back. We want our money back, and we want it back with 18% interest. Giuliani, go to hell. I'm James Everett Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant.